Hey there, welcome to Binder Minder. Today I've got a Duskmourn Play Booster box sitting here for me. This is one of those sets where my wife was a little bit more excited about it than I was. Not that I didn't. I mean, we went to the pre-release. I picked up the bundle, but I didn't really open up too much of the set, and she did. And I found that I've been. When I'm looking for some of my decks, there's a lot of cards in here that end up being pretty useful. So I've been stealing and snatching, borrowing her cards here and there, buying some of them. And I thought maybe, I'll try out a Play Booster box, see how my luck goes with it. Gives me something a little different to check out, something that's still pretty relevant. So anyhow, I'm going to dive right in. Everything looks to be good. This thing did get damaged on the corner here. I'll just see the corner when it came in. So hopefully we don't have too much damage as far as that goes. But yeah, let's dive in and see if we have any good luck. You'll notice I did change the play mat out. I don't have the Believe mat out. I have my original, my Alms Collector Secret Lair one, which is one of my favorite cards. Just love the bright colors and stuff on it. So maybe it'll bring us some good luck. As far as Duskmourn goes as a whole, there are Verge Lands. That's going to be one of the biggest things we're going to be looking for. Is just a bunch of Verge Lands. There's the Overlords. I'm trying to think what else is even in there. Let's go ahead and pull these out, and then I'll run through it real quick. I'll tell you, Play Boosters don't typically get me all that excited these days for some reason. They just, with having everything, all the fun, exciting stuff on, and all the collector boosters, and very little of that kind of stuff in the Play Boosters, I don't know, it's not all that exciting to open them sometimes. But if you get a good set like this, it's still not too big of a deal. So, we don't have any of the Japanese Showcase and stuff like that, of course. We don't have access to as many of the extended arts or any of the textured foils or something and stuff like that. But I would love to find a Kato, Valgavoth, the Overlord of the Hotwoods is in the deck that I'm looking to build. And I have one, but I've got a couple red decks, so the Screaming Nexus and stuff like that would be good in as well. So, like I said, beyond that, Verges all the way. So I'm going to move the camera down here a little bit so you can see better. I'm just going to kind of zip through most of it until we get to the rares, at least. Get Enduring Courage. So as far as other cards that we were looking for, other than rares and mythics, Sheltered by Ghost, that's been running to $250 to $398, depending on how you look at the pricing. Untimely Malfunction is $225, $255. Withering Torment, which we got in one of those in here. Those are $1.50, $2. So we'll keep an eye out for those as well. Those are all uncommons. I don't think there's any commons we need to look for or anything like that. But anyhow, let's keep diving through here. The downside to these sets is they end up being long videos, so we don't want to go too slow here. There's an Untimely Malfunction and a Verge. Nice. Unwanted Remake with a foil. Not too bad. Like I said, as many of those Verges I can get my hands on, the better. Extended art would be even better, but Enduring Vitality. Nowhere to Run's a good card. Those are over $1. There's another Verge. Got one of the enchantment rooms, Charge Warrior, and Warped Space, the Mythic. The Line of Hope. Zimone, All Questioning. And one of the full art lands. Kona, Rescue Bestie. It's actually Beastie, but Unstoppable Slasher. That's a good hit too. These things are pretty scary. Run those in my standard deck. The Swarm Weaver, an Unidentified Hovership, and an Enduring Curiosity foil. Valgavoth Terror Eater. That's a good hit. And the Valgavoth art card to go along with it. Marvin Murderous Mimic. That's interesting. Cards came in upside down. What is it? Emerged from the cocoon. It did just emerge from being upside down. I've seen them flipped around upside down. I don't think I've ever seen them flip backwards like that before. It's interesting. Overlord of the Boiler Bilges. I think all the Overlords end up being pretty good. Enduring Vitality and a Valgavoth Lair. Valgavoth's Onslaught with the showcase treatment. It was funny. So I did the pre-release, and I got the bundle. And out of all those, I don't think I got any of the showcase treatments. Unidentified Hovership. They seem pretty hard to come by, even in the collector booster packs. They weren't as prevalent as some of the other ones. They did the same thing with Bloomburrow, though. The showcase treatment in Bloomburrow, you don't see nearly as often as the standard cards, even in the collector boosters. Head Shredder. kind of the opposite look as the playmat actually with all these cards. This Glimmer Burst, this was really strong in the pre-release. Draw and give you 4 mana, but draw 2 cards. You get a token as well. Silent Hall Creeper. There's another Verge, Blazemire Verge, 4 Plains. Yeah, I wouldn't be too upset if pretty much almost all my big hits were Verges. Those are useful in just about any deck. Lands are one of those things. I just don't ever trade in lands. You always end up needing them. Sheltered by Ghosts. Alright, Central Elevator and Promising Stairs for a rare and room there. And then, hey, cool, the Kato. This is one of those cards where my wife actually pulled the textured foil Kato. And I've got a ninjutsu deck, but I built the deck to be like a $30 deck, and it felt a little weird. She offered to let me use her Kato in the deck, but I'm like, it's like a $70 card. It'd just be a little weird. Undead Sprinter foil, by the way. A little weird running a $70 card in the otherwise $30 deck. Just kind of felt like it defeated the point. But then at the same time, going and buying another Kato, because they're not cheap as well, still didn't feel right either, especially since we already had one. So I just kind of put it off. My cats are wrestling. I don't know if you can hear them on camera. If so, I'm sorry. There's a second Kona rescue bestie. I'll continue to call it bestie, even though it is beastie. Sounds a lot more friendly. Tale of Tamio, and then a foil for our land, Spectral Snatcher foil. Enduring Tenacity. My pack did want to open up there, huh? There's another Verge, Floodform Verge, and there's an extended art room there with the charred foyer and the warp space. Let's see what else we got here. Forest Swamp. It's a good pack. Simone all questioning with the double exposure treatment. Palsy. Hey, buddy. You guys stop it. Cut out. untimely malfunction. I don't think I can go wrong getting as many of these as I can too. These are really versatile. I've been trying to pick a couple of them up for my decks. They're even hard to get on TCG Player without spending a fortune. Every time I've ordered one of these, they get canceled. You can destroy an artifact, you can change the target of a spell, or you can make 1 or 2 target creatures not block. Another room, Roaring Furnace and Steaming Sauna in the Izzet colors. You got 2 foils that time. Another Enduring Tenacity. Full Art Forest. Withering Torment. That's a good hit for uncommon. Then we got a Walk-in Closet and a Forgotten Cellar Mythic. And these are really good. You can play lands from your graveyard. That's a pretty huge hit. Then we got Come Back Wrong as a foil. This is one of those rare cards where you can actually mess with somebody's commander properly. You can actually take their commander. Typically, a lot of the things you do to a commander is just sending them back to the command zone no matter what, but the timing of the way that one works, it actually lets you take a person's commander and hang on to it. It can be a little dirty. Undead Sprinter and the Borderless. Another Undead Sprinter, the regular version. Leyline of Resistance. I'm sorry, Resonance. And then Brood Spinner. Fear of Burning Alive, Split Up. That's a pretty big hit as far as any of the 60 card formats. And then a Verge too. So red-green Verge. Down to just 5 packs total. Nasha, Searcher in the Dark. Another Walk-in Closet, Forgotten Cellar. That's good. I believe I've got that on a deck list or two. Can't really complain there. Under the Skin Showcase. chainsaw, and then a full art island. Second to last pack. I think we only hit the one Overlord, right? The Mind Skinner, not a valuable card, but if you're doing a mill deck, it's a good card. And our last pack, let's hope we hit something good. Some last pack magic. And then right after, I will get everything scanned in, and we'll look to see how we did on the box, what kind of hits we had. Victor Valgavas Essential and a Neglected Manor. Turn inside out. Nothing in that last pack. All right, I'm going to dive in and scan it. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. In total, we had quite a bit of bulk, but the box cost me, it was $121. The total price, including all the bulk, is $177. And with all the dollar and more stuff, we had it at $147. So that's a pretty good box. I didn't have, a couple of the hits that I was hoping to see, but we did have some good hits. So, like I said, quite a bit of bulk. I'll get all that out of the way, and then we'll look at the other stuff real quick. And this is still usable bulk. Like, a lot of the Duskmourn stuff is still popular and standard and usable in a lot of commander decks. So it's not all lost. It's just a lot of cards. As far as under $1 or $1 to $2, we had a few cards here. Nothing too crazy. A few of these, like Nowhere to Run, Withering Torment, are really good usable cards. The Mind Skinner, if you're doing a mill deck, is pretty cool. Then we had a pretty good stack of stuff that was over $2. So with the $2 stuff, the Overlord of the Boiler Bridges, which is, I think, our only Overlord, kind of missed on all the Overlords. This is $205. Marvin is $215. Untimely Malfunction, which I got 2 of, is $255. Like I said before, that's a good card. It's kind of usable with a lot of different ways to use it. Split Up was $293. Enduring Tenacity, I got 2 of those, is $305. The Shard Foyer Extended Art was $327. Unstoppable Slasher was $351. Sheltered by Ghost is $398. Enduring Vitality is $467. I got 2 of those. Walk-in Closet, I got 2 of those as well. These are $577, and I was really excited to get these. These are pretty much good for anything that puts lands into your graveyard. And then for Verges, we got the Blazemire Verge, which was $594. Huskwood Verge for $671. The foil Enduring Curiosity here was lost my page here. $711. Thornspire Verge was $828. Flood Farm Verge is $929. Gloomlake Verge was $1086, and then the 2 other hits that were over 10, other than this Gloomlake Verge, was Valgavoth at $1776, and then the biggest one was Kato, the standard version, but it was $1787. I think we've got six Verges, which isn't too bad. Like I said before, I wouldn't be upset if they were all the hits were Verges. But overall, can't really complain. The new play mat helped, I think, give us a little bit better luck. Duskmourn, just in general, though, is a pretty good set, and at a price right now, even with the play boosters, at $121, and they were even cheaper on Amazon just recently. But those are still a good buy, and there's a lot of playable cards in those, and it's going to be in the standard for a long time, so they'll hold their value for a while too. So anyhow, appreciate you guys for watching. As always, like, subscribe, ring the bell if you'd like to be notified, and then throw in the comments. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what I can do differently. Trying to improve everything here, so appreciate it. You guys have a good day. Thanks. Bye.